Of course, Jack's 1 versus 1 into the Xin Zhao. Very, very good counter, and I suppose Xin Zhao probably beats out Gwen in the 1v1 for a fair. He's already here.
Tangyuan running down here. Already used a Kronk and Spear Rush to go over the wall. Flash with the charm. Not enough, though, as it's first blood for Tangyuan and RNG. However, Junhao on the way. Tangyuan spot on a ward. There comes the wind, becomes lightning. I think Tangyuan knows he's dead there, as Junhao will make it a 1-for-1.
Yeah, that's very easy.
Really nice buffer. Meanwhile, Jiaxu already proccing that needlework. The equalizer going to come out, but looks like Zhang is exhausted, which means that ultimate does not do any sort of damage. So Jiaxu
and the rest of RNG are on their way.
Yeah, they're here. Niket going to land that pulve onto Junhao. Teleport comes in as well as Tangyuan looks to join the fight. Spirit rushes over the minion wave and lands a really nice charm onto Junhao. The bullet time doesn't do enough as RNG are going to pick.
And RNG should get this tower on the bottom side. You can see in the mid lane, however, there is a bit of a congregation from Ultra Prime trying to chunk out this mid-tier while everyone's hit.
They're maybe hunting a little bit though. Jiaxu looking for potentially a flank here as Jiaxu already getting very low, has to use the Magnet Storm early on, and now Milky Wave's arrived, not in time to get the objective, but in time to pick up a kill as Jiaxu gets the first one for RNG. Niket very, very low as looks like Saber is going to be able to shut him down, making it a 1-for-1. Charm does connect onto Junhao as soon as that Crescent Guard expires and forces his Zhao to flash away, but Zhang still doing a lot of damage.
Getting connected on by that charm as Ultra Prime on the back of that plate. The spike setup looks pretty good for Ultra Prime as they begun to kind of suffocate RNG out this side of the map. RNG still do have a total gold lead, and he is holding a little bit of credence when you take a look at the inventory.
Exhaust on your Gwen. But it looks like instead a reset is in order for RNG. They're going to try to use this timer to allow Jiaxu to pick up this top lane tier 1 turret. Saber not going to be able to do much to stop it. So just getting more gold into the carries for RNG. Bursts down pretty easily if Ultra Prime find him as a target. So instead they're going to peel off. And that means, though, that Junhao can make his way right back onto it with the Audacious Charge. Milky Way is still very low. So might be a one-way trip if he decides to go in for a steal or a flip of this objective. The Otacon still getting burned down, but now it's Ultra Prime who control it. The cat dashes in, lands a 2-man pull. Here comes Milky Way. Will he find the steal? No, it's secured here by Wako, and that means that Ultra Prime will have the false lives, but can they get away with any more blood being shed? Jiaxu gets a bunch of these resets, but all Ultra Prime will do is head back to base after just a couple of seconds, and Junhao is going to try to take one with him.
That makes sense. Xiaoshu also, he's getting this tower no matter what. So,
right, but now we get neither of it. We don't get Tangyuan. We also lose the tower. Now Xiaoshu could get collapsed upon by Xiaoxia, but the rest of RNG are potentially here. It's actually Xiaoshu going forward onto Saber. Might not have been the smartest play, as here come the reinforcements for Ultra Prime. The needlework helping Xiaoshu heal up so much, but finally, Wako will
go over to Ultra Prime, so they're one away from Soul now. But unfortunately, we are in a 10-kill game, 30 minutes in. Prime versus RNG.
Man, now I feel like we've lied to the viewers, Jamada. Remember in the pre-show we were like, this is going to be awesome. These guys are chaotic, they don't care.
Okay. Look, viewers at home, hear me out. In 3 of their best of 1s, one was really sleeper, and then the other 2 were really boring. Tangyuan should be fine.
Oh wow, looks like they really want to commit for this play. The bullet time really doesn't find anything, and Xiaoxia in a really bad spot. So is Xiaoshu though, as he gets taunted up and taken down by Wako. A max range charm does hit Junhao. Niket flashing forward to try to stun up the Xin Zhao. Finally, popping that Crescent Guard. This is the fight that we were looking for, Jamada. The 4th shot, barely unable to take Junhao down. And so far, it is just that.
Yeah, Ultra Prime might be a little bit slow. They can certainly look for a fight after the fact. This Baron is going down a little bit slower than they'd probably like though.
Yeah, no jungler though. Looks like instead they're going to try to peel for the fight. Magnet Storm hits 3. Equalizer doing a ton. Junhao knocks away everybody with the Crescent Guard except for Niket, who now they're going to try to focus down. Needlework comes out. The bullet time will finish off the cow, and the Baron was never fully reset. So that means that Ultra Prime can go right back to it. It's at 7,000 HP. Milky Way has the flash, has the smite. Curtain call coming out. Remember, there's no ultimate on Junhao, but he does have the Guardian Angel. Tangyuan lands into the charm. 4th shot, knock.
Everyone's in the area. There's a lot of elements that have come back up.
Start boiling over soon. This game 1 between Ultra Prime and RNG. Already back to the Baron. Milky Way low once again, which could be a pretty bad spot here for RNG. Xiaoshu is on a nice flank though. Does have the ultimate available, but will get spotted out by Zhang. And is forced back away. Now Ultra Prime have the move. They can start this objective up with the HP advantage on their jungler. Milky Way forced to just clear out this Gromp, get a little bit of extra HP back. And now it's going to get spotted out potentially by Xiaosha, who
pick
is
Xiaosha
now
off.
in a bad position. Gets stunned up by the counter-strike. Oh no! Some anti-synergy as Niket headbutts him away. Now RNG are separated and Niket will once again fall. Ultra Prime with another 1 for 0, at least just for now. Curtain call going to get opened up. Milky Way dashing forward, but he just doesn't do enough damage. Xiaosha will live. The 4-shot goes wide, and Ultra Prime in prime position here in game 1. The bullet time doesn't find anything, as now Jachi has the chance to pop off. Tonggyuan flashes over the wall. They find 2 kills for RNG. The health bars are so low as Junhao will revive from the Guardian Angel, as him and Saber will...
How quickly can they get through this? That's the question. And can Saber get any vision? Can anyone get any vision in? Because if Junhao sees this happening, he will win. He's going to turn around. He doesn't want to risk his life.
Yeah.
Given that
you would have had smite advantage, but would not have had the number.
Pings are there, but like Tonggyuan, he's got to
teleport
over. Yeah,
they're going to spot at Milky Way now. I think if you're Ultra Prime, you just burst this down to 2,000. Can Milky Way, he jumps over the wall. Gonna be a flip, but it's secured by Junhao. But here comes the fight in earnest. Charm lands onto just the rumble here. There's a 4-man pull from Niket. Will it be enough? There's not enough follow-up just yet. Tonggyuan's forced to go golden, but here comes Xiaoshu with the needlework already bursting down Ultra Prime. Saber forced to go golden. RNG going to win the team fight, but the Baron goes over to UP.
Completely swung. 1.5k in the negative, so it's technically a 3k cold swing. As hello, Junhao.
Ooh, he flashes over the pulverize, trying to get down Jachi. That's an 800 goal shutdown over to Junhao. Now going for Niket.
Hold on
for a second kill. He's going 1v3 at this point. He dashes forward and picks it up. Junhao on the Xin Zhao howdy. It's like one of those TikToks where everything just goes exactly as to plan. And that's what we saw from Junhao there on that play. It was pretty ridiculous. Honestly, pretty game defining so far, as Ultra Prime now with that Baron can still try to go for a push onto the tier 2. Niket has the Unbreakable Will, so will take up a lot of damage. His Equalizer already has been thrown out here by Zhang, and that means that RNG can go for the re-engage. Xiaoshu already using that first proc of Needlework, looking for another one as Xiaoshu gets bursted down. Niket with another huge knockup, but he will get taken down in response. Wako is low. He will die as Milky Way grabs the kill, and RNG now have the numbers advantage and are looking to chase down Ultra Prime. The 4th shot will take down Zhang, and it'll be an absolute wipe for Royal. Never give up. Saber will fall. It is Xiaoshu who picks up the kill, and that is an ace for RNG.
I think that's the game. We're going to take this first game after what was a small bit of game of catch being played whilst that Baron was up. I don't think anyone was really feeling like, oh, this game's done. Unless Xiaoshu...
It's 20 seconds on Wako respawning. Milky Way is getting bursted down a little bit. He has to pop... I think there's a Zanya's at this point. Yeah, there's the ace. There's the Nexus. Aren't you going to take a weird, wacky game number 1 win?
Huh. Okay, RNG Ultra Prime, I see you.
That's where Ultra Prime likes to play their competition out.
And if RNG's game 1 is anything to go by, they're not in any coordinated frame of mind right now.
Instead, just knowing that the Mbessa has priority, as right now Tonggyuan also has the wave in a good spot.
Knows about this. The ward.
Could actually just jump right over using that safeguard.
He's gonna do exactly that.
Okay, it's at 1,000. Jump it over, he steals it away. Milky Way wasn't prepared, and now he's gonna pay for it potentially with his life. Shockwave gonna try to buy some time, but Junhao flashes forward. That's first blood and first strike for UP.
Wow. Just very unfortunate for Milky Way that there was a ward in the Dragon Pit that still had vision of the dragon as well, to make things worse. So he's gonna die. Waco. Flash will go dead. Excellent.
I was taking a sip of water. I was.
But there's still time. There's certainly still time.
I think we realized that's gonna be the real Nico. As Chain of Corruption comes in, and there's the Nautilus.
Many items in the game. At the risk of seeming stupid, the item, you see the red like thing behind what is a dagger.
Yeah.
See, for the longest time, I thought that was, you know how it gives you a shield?
Be slow. Okay,
just
got it.
Be slow.
Hey, we got players on opposite sides of the map right now. Saber in a lot of trouble as they can't able to pick up that kill. The tower's really heated up though. One more.
I mean, look, Saber's brought out some very fun champs throughout. The split two so far. The Zed, the Yasuo, being the two that will probably be on the edge of everyone's mind. Okay.
Not much too much of that yet. Wow. Head popping that Pop Blossom early as now here King Kumba collapsed. Jong with the unstoppable onslaught will pick up that third kill here for Ultra Prime. Milky Way has to dash away. Junhao with the kick back off the ward hop. It will be matched up here by the public execution. Junhao combined with the shockwave of Tong Yuan, who has arrived to the fight, and somehow Milky Way is still alive. Nobody can kill the Viego as now it's just two tanks trying to wail away at RNG.
The opposite end, Ultra Prime. Saber should pick up this tower. So Xiaoshu might have something to say about it. Yeah, should die to the grubs, get that little bit of local gold in. That feels good at the very least to try and make something of what should have been a very positive play. Like, Niket kind of whiffed on that eco on the big time. Oh, hello, that's the real one.
Yeah, hitting Niket again. Xiaoshu with a really nicely timed dredge line, and Junhao is able to pick up that kill right as that dragon is up and available. Looks like instead mid lane is going to be a prio as well. So Ultra Prime getting a couple of big picks, and it's allowing them to get 2 towers here as well, just 17 minutes into this game.
Yeah, seems like Xiaoshu should answer out up here on the top side, so at least something for RNG, but Young, very short range. But then it's all about this kick, right? Watch this Warthog kick. Angle's not great, so
Looks like Ultra Prime are going to start up this Otacon, and not really much space for RNG to try and test it. I hope this one is just down.
Yeah, they're just letting this one go. Oh,
and that's really, he's going to get matched here by the Choo-Choo train. Jong runs down. Okay. Tong Yuan not able to pick up that steal. Realm Warp did come out but not utilized. Can Ultra Prime get all of these roses?
Hey.
Looks like no. And so RNG now could go for a potential collapse. Niket and Milky Way are here. Pop Blossom will connect only onto Saber. They're going to try to burst this rise down, and Xiaoshu will not be able to. Niket's the first to go down. Decimating Smash only lands onto one. Junhao dashes forward, but then it safeguards right back as Dredge Line will go wide. Looks like now battle lines have been drawn. Milky Way trying to pick up a couple more of those rose petals. Jachi gets hit up here by the... A little bit better for sure. And now looks like it's going to be Jong starting up the engage. Niket is down before he can even do anything in this fight. Already a 1-for-0 as now Ultra Prime can start up this Infernal Dragon again. Would be sold for them. That is a huge advantage against the squishy team composition of RNG. To try to fight this 45 because they have to. Here comes Xiaoshu, Hex flashing over, landing the dredge line on a Tong Yuan. Decimating Smash comes through. That should be the fight and potentially more. Xiaoshu going forward. He's trying to soak up some damage, but it's not nearly enough. And they kick Milky Way right back in. It's Junhao making the play, and only Jachi's alive as to run back to his base.
Goodness me, RNG. That should be pretty much the final nail in the coffin, and we should be going to game 3. Gold difference might be 3,000, but I feel like at this point the ease of execution for Ultra Prime, the Infernal Soul with the icon on top of it, this should just push Ultra Prime into a position where it's very difficult to lose this game.
And that gold lead just got a little here for Ultra Prime. Obviously, RNG need to just find that 1 kill to get a reset for Milky Way and set up a fight for the team, but nobody's really in a good position to do so. Tong Yuan has to use that shockwave defensively. They're going to try to collapse onto Junhao. 3 members onto him, but already Niket has fallen on the backside. Finally, it will be the jungler for Ultra Prime down, and the first reset here for Milky Way. But he gets hit up by the Chain of Corruption before he can do a damn thing in this team fight, and so already Ultra Prime still taking control. Jachi picks up 1. He flashes away to try to escape from the rest of UP.
You see though, they are very interested in starting it up. Off they go again. I mean, Sion can just control so much space with how big his health bar is.
They field off again. Dredge line just going a little bit wide. Double onslaught does not connect, but the Chain of Corruption will. A huge ultimate from Niket, but there's no follow-up here for RNG. Kick goes and sends the big carry Jachi right into the heart of Ultra Prime, and it's 3-0 in favor of them as they go right back to the Baron. Jong soaking up a ton of damage, will not go down easily as Xiaoshu will Hex Flash over the wall as well. They try to play this out 2v5. That is not good odds, but maybe Milky Way likes them. He picks up 1. Public execution over, but Milky Way will get shut down. Xiaoshu picks up 1 on Owako, but it will be the ace secured for Ultra Prime.
It's a 5-for-2 for Ultra Prime. They're going to go on to secure this Baron as well. Excellently played team fight despite no one's going to be down here. What about this mid lane tower, guys? Tier 2's gone.
Still Baron.
Being very, very patient.
Yeah, Baron but still on 3 members, and Zhang just going straight in to try to force another fight. OPLoLReplay comes out, but the Ken is just way too weak at this point. He's died for the 8th time this game. Milky Way dashes forward, trying to find something, and finally they will shut down Zhang with the shockwave. Here comes Xiaoshu over the wall in a 1v3, looking to try to find the outplay, but Saber will lock him down and find an overload onto Jachi as well. Ezreal's forced to flash away. They are not quick on this play, so they're going to start up the Elder Dragon. Xiaoshu instead opting to cancel his reset and go for a potential 50-50. This is a good play. If you are RNG, you're already down so far behind. Zhang will dash forward. There comes the depth charge in onto Tangyuan. He's going to be in a lot of danger right now, but still is alive. Shockwave doesn't find anything. Pop Blossom comes through. Will it be enough? They're dashing forward, but Ultra Prime are controlling this team fight. Only Jachi lives, and it's not going to live for much longer. Wako will finish the job, and we are headed to a game number 3.
We had pretty strong suspicions just leaving the draft, but it's played out almost picture perfect for Ultra Prime. And what a kick from Junhao to round that was in a very successful Lee Sin performance. 11-3-13, and he is having a fantastic day, as a matter of fact. He'll cap off game number 2 here. 4 members strong. Take us to game number 3.
That KDA, 11-3-13 here for Junhao. As you said, fantastic day for him so far. But it'll be all for naught if Ultra Prime don't pull off the series win. They're going to
very, very difficult for RNG to play this out. And again, I feel like, Grapes, as we take a zoom out, RNG have this composition which has a bunch of nuance and takes a relatively...
very easily be this dragon going over, and because the bot lane for Ultra Prime is still on the bottom side, no contest for that grub's available, and Jachi's able to come back up and catch this. I just assumed it was
actually win out on skirmishes once they're together. See, Saber's actually roamed up from this bottom side, now they're looking.
Oh, there's a flash engage with a handshake from Xiaoshu, combined with the impale. That's first blood. Going over to Junhao and Ultra Prime. Don't want to contest.
Yeah, it's certainly a valid concern. It does put pressure, like you say, on Ultra Prime to be in a position to contest that 3rd Dragon. Infernal Soul is what we will end up with here. See how Ultra Prime look to navigate once that next dragon spawns up. Do you remember Infernal Rift, man? I miss it.
Oh, with all the map looking all different. Yeah. Now we just get the little stars in the ground, which is fun. It's like playing a little mini game, but not fully like things like that. That was nice.
Because we still get like some, right? Like
not much
changes some brushes, but not so much.
And we just saw net positive plays across the map, like they're trying to do here on the bottom side, and they have actually stacked up 4. Now 5 as Wako is running down here.
Yeah, I love this though. I mean, they are going to be losing a bit on the top side, but just opening up these side lane towers so that later on in the game, jump a little bit more freedom. Perhaps, might even be able to.
It's been available, as RNG would love to pick this one up, but now, without the ultimate on their mid laner, maybe it could be a little bit more difficult.
Big chunk of AoE damage gone with Tangyuan's ult down. He does have Malignance, so maybe this is danced around long enough for it to be back up. It's a 3rd off cooldown already.
Rift Arrow gets popped here by RNG as well, as Ultra Prime get first dibs on the dragon, but now have to peel off a little bit just to make sure that the rest of their base doesn't crumble before their eyes. Milky Way going to try to go maybe for a steal, but is not there in time. The Maiden doing some good work up in that dragon pit as well, as Ultra Prime get their first dragon of the game.
Ultra Prime aren't under any pressure anymore. That's my big takeaway. No 3rd dragon for RNG.
That's big.
Tangyuan should get this tower, just because Saber's pathing was a little on the safer side. One will let the minions do the rest.
And that could be the signal for Ultra Prime to go for a fight.
Okay. Do they know they should? Yeah, no, they see Xiaoshu hitting stuff. Now they see it for certain.
I'm still bot, so looks like it might be a steal. If nothing else, it will just be the Otacon going over without a kill being given. And so that is the false revives now on everybody on RNG. It comes at the cost that if they aren't.
Yeah.
Zhang will just rip apart their base, which
now
is going to be stopped by Xiaoxu now.
4 versus 4. I think Ultra Prime win. I'm just going to be honest.
Pushing mid though. Ball comes out. It actually separates Tangyuan from the rest of the team. We're going to try to 50-50, and it gets secured by Ultra Prime. Making an absolute robbery, and they're going to send it.
It does still give to Nessie.
Maybe that helped a little bit here.
Whoa!
Here's finally an engage. It comes out on a huge feather storm from Wako. Picks up the first 2 kills for Ultra Prime. Junao, he lands a huge ultimate as well onto Tangyuan, and this is the fight that Ultra Prime were looking for. Jachi is down, and only Xiaoxu is left alive. It finally is broken open, Jamada, and Xiaoxu can't do a damn thing. It's a clean ace for UP.
Grapes, we waited 27.5 minutes, and it's a 5-man ace. You can't make this up, man. Well, look, everyone at home, Grapes, you, as much as you try to type it, I warned you. I warned you what would happen.
Yeah. Which is going to help even more. I was going to mention that Jachi was pretty strong with his Felios. Do a lot of heavy lifting here with the red and white guns. We may get another fight. Breaking out. Joshua has to flash over the Dragon Pit wall to try and stay alive, and so does Saber to match soon. Tangyuan throws out the Between Worlds, but he's very underleveled at this point in the game. Saber has to go golden. He will go down. This will be the first kill for RNG, and it goes the way of Jachi. They will pick up this Dragon, but with the Baron buff, it's going to be Zhang pushing on the top side. Already has gotten that tier 2. Could look for a tier 3. But Smite goes in favor of Milky Way, and now RNG have to run as Ultra Prime. They can now play the cancel the back game as the inhibitor will go down to the top lane.
Knock, knock. Yurik's at your door. Ooh, no, Maiden.
No!
Maiden, wait! No!
Okay, wait. Maybe I was wrong. Once you get the Sereldas, it seems like it works pretty well for Xiaoxu. So now Zhang actually doesn't have the ultimate, and now Jachi gets away from that initial engage, and that's a lot of cooldowns used by Ultra Prime. RNG now trying to go on the offensive a little bit. Tangyuan goes between worlds. Milky Way looking for the engage of the cycle. Can't find it just yet. Gets stunned up here by the Unraveled Earth, and here comes a teleport in.
Oh my
Zhang,
god, he's
going towards the top side. Will it be for the end? Already a back being channeled here by Xiaoxu. He'll be making sure he's able to match, but the inhibitor will go down and potentially more. Here goes the big ultimate. Is 1 kill going towards RNG. The Dragon would be sold for them if they could pick it up. A Milky Way has to flash away. He's taken down very low. Junao is still huge on the front line as Wako is hitting onto Tangyuan. Still
it's ugly.
At the ready. Who's gonna get it? RNG secure the soul, but will it matter? Here comes Wako. A huge flash blade caller is gonna pick themselves up 4 kills. And in the mid lane, it is still Zhang pushing into the base, and Ultra Prime should be able to march it down mid.
Yep, I'd have a big fat smile on my face too, buddy. Got some waves to crash. Teleport's coming in from Saber on the bottom side. They'll end this game one way or another, I'm sure. The death time is 30 seconds long for the members that matter. Niket's up in 15, but between him and Xiaoxu, I don't think a 2 versus 5 is working. Maybe he gets Saber. Saber's the last flash.
They're just going for the Nexus turret. That's all that matters at this point. It's 5 seconds on the catch. Xiaoxu already out of the fight. Ultra Prime, we waited and waited and waited, but they finally come alive here in game number 3. Take the series over RNG.
Come alive is a strong word, Grapes. Of course, you could have run into the issue of having a much poorer support matchup in the lane than you did. So I feel like FPX really need to utilize how much pressure this bot lane matchup should be able to squeeze out here. Yeah. Soul Furnace. Hey, that 15 HP could matter. Yeah, like right now.
Maybe right now as we go for the dive. Decimating Smash actually he's done it too. Sheer flashes away. Shun could be in trouble, but he goes untargetable, and all in will flash away with less than 100 HP.
How OP are Biscuits? How OP are Biscuits and Invulnerability? I think Care. Well, he's got Tway in his back pocket.
There he goes. Hey, just Q. From missing is all it took to force Scare's flash. They're actually looking for more. On Zhui, he has the flash. Bailout should time out in just a little bit. Not going to be enough to pick up that kill. And so missing will secure number 2.
The game for FPX so far. Shun is going to walk straight into Shadow and Care though.
Alright, well, this is why you maybe pick that Jin Zhao into the Fury, especially early on. The 1v1s work great as we see here. Shadow getting a solo kill and making his way right over to the Dragon, where he was perfectly placed after that.
Okay, so Care might not have had his assist stamped on that kill, you know?
Yeah, that's an unofficial assist.
It's like an unofficial assist. He was there to raise morale of make a play onto Ale. He has no flash. Oh, Ala's dead.
Here we go.
Good night,
Ball
Ala.
comes out as Terror. Waiting, biding his time, combining his crowd control with shears, and that'll be Shadow with the Crescent Guard picking up
Been able
the
to
first.
find a kill play for himself. He's going to pick up 2 camps, so we'll equalize out some of that left sales. A
Oh,
really
wait.
good trade. Oh,
Right with the handshake, might have just
That-
led us into his doom. There goes
Oh,
the bailout,
no,
but it will be
Pays,
enough.
Pays!
That's the 2v2 going to a Summonjue.
it just
Summonjue throws out the handshake. That's enough to make Shin go back
They can-
over the
yeah.
wall. And Shadow says, hey, thanks to the leash. That's Dragon number 2 over to FPX. Glass, and now the punish could potentially come in. Shadow will force Flash away from the Wind Becomes Lightning as Ala uses that escape. Care on the way as well. Shadow still unrelenting, and there goes the Unraveled Earth. That's kill number 5 to Fun Plus Phoenix.
yeah, kill number 3 to Shadow. Doing a lot of work here. I mean, he's been involved in every kind of FPX wide kill as hold on.
The trade though, oh, what an engage from Missing. Will it be enough combined with the damage of Shun? He's a little bit low on mana, but will be able to find it with the help of Pays on the Gatling gun. That's a shutdown going towards Shadow as JDG get a crucial one back. Shadow dashes forward, Shun on the way, could be a 50-50. It is actually stolen away by JDG and Shun. Will it be enough to try and win the fight though, as Sheer comes in with the unstoppable onslaught, is very beefy on this front line, but the poke from Ala is good as well. Now Scout getting potentially caught out, gets barely away from the handshake. Now Sheer in a bad spot as well, getting stunned up by Missing, should go down, and JDG find themselves a big win.
Yeah, I mean, great fight for JDG. Able to just pick apart a very, very messy fight where FPX, it feels like they're not quite sure what direction to go in, who they want to focus. Target eventually ends up being Scout, but so much mobility between the Flash and the Ghost. It's not an easy target. As let's see, does Missing have his driver's license? This is a pretty easy curve. Oh,
Pass.
good pass.
However, Shadow is here to potentially match him. The tower's going to go down. Meanwhile, what is going on over here? We get a potential bid for the Dragon, and it's secured by Shun, who gets it instead, but Assume just sends all the rents.
General actually swung the gold a lot. Oh, yeah.
They were just hiding in the bush. Now Ala, he can't sidestep that. He'll go down, and Shun stuck in a bad position potentially, but the rest of JDG is still here. Scout doing a lot of damage, but is running the wrong way. He's gonna get eaten up by a turret shot, and Sheer picks up the shutdown. Weaver's Wall comes out. FPX winning a big fight in the bottom lane. That is 4 kills to their name. In the right way for JDG, but FPX able to collapse on it.
Take the Dragon kind of happily. Getting to Soul Point uncontested does feel quite nice. The only issue is going to be the XP, because they're about to gain almost a full level. You'll see it on the left-hand side of the screen. I say maximum in level, yes, but they can chunk out more with the AP that he's going to surely acquire. This game goes on as Shadow.
Dashes in, wow! Missing just gets one shot there by Shadow and co. Care doing a big chunk of it with the seismic shove, but big rocket from Pays. It chunks FPX down a bit as well.
They have an idea.
In the wings.
They have an idea.
I don't know if they know he's there just yet. Oh, the flash handshake goes wide, and that means Scout's able to survive for just a little bit longer. He got the bailout potentially to save him. Assume gets the kill, and that's
Really seen Pays utilize these items so far. I think that's more because of just how JDG have been fighting. It's not really a slight on him.
oh, Missing. Gets face check there, and Sheer combines with everybody on his team to pick up another kill for FPX, and now they have a numbers advantage for potential Dragon Soul fight, but they don't want just the Soul. They could potentially want more. They're going to try to clear this mid-wave out and go right back to the pit. They want to take things a little bit slower, however. Be careful, though, as Scout is pushing on this bottom lane tier 2.
Yeah. Are they just going to leave him there? Full bluff. Let it go over. I mean, this Dragon's gone. JDG will not be securing this one. Now they might find Scout.
Okay, Scout looks like he's going to take the tower basically on his own. The blast cone goes over the wall, and that Shun just getting killed instantly. Alla's next up. It's a double kill for Assume. Teleport comes in. They're looking for Pays now, and Care's gonna cut him right off. Already the flash been forced. He gets the Valk away to safety, and that's Baron now on the eyes of FPX.
And they've got Ocean Soul to boot too, so they're gonna heal up as they do this one. Scout, he's on a bit of a flank. I don't think it's enough to really stop this FPX play from happening. Just gonna take away this red buff, sneak that one over, but I feel like the bounty of FPX is a little bit more valuable. JDG doing what they can to strip away
Carries
some.
are.
Yeah. Now, it is important to add that despite all of the kind of big deaths that JDG have had, the gold being even at the minute is very corresponding with like the items in inventory right now for JDG. So game is far from over, but you know, you're dealing with Ocean Soul, dealing with a Jace with a Scion rather, who you just have to feel is gonna kind of be unkillable now with this Ocean Soul.
Yeah.
How do you kill that guy?
You see the Lord Doms in the works potentially for Pays, although we're not there just yet. Just the last Whisper completed. The Corky does a lot of damage, but at least at this point, not a ton to shear. And gone for a more AD focused build instead of the crit.
Meanwhile,
Shun. He goes in on the Care with the ultimate. Flashes away. Not another proc available just yet. Care should be going down, but look at the overload on the bot side that FPX is trying to make JDG match and pay for. They get that bot lane tier 2, and with the last bits of their Baron empowered recalls, will head most likely back to base. So we're missing. And Scout are going to try to cut them off here. There's a level 18 rise now. As he is very, very strong with the double bust. Here comes missing. The Magnestorm only finds one. Shadow dashes forward. Comes another knock up here, and it will be missing. Going down. Now the target is Scout. JDG are separated. It's Fun Plus Phoenix gonna flash forward in onto Scout. The rise is down. The bailout will barely not save Assume, but here comes JDG, and it's Shun leading the charge, and Pays doing a boatload of damage. What the hell happened? FPX are wiped.
FPX are wiped.
They'll be able to have an empowered smite almost if they're able to coordinate it properly. JDG want to prevent that from happening. They're going to come in from FPX territory, from the red side jungle, but already that that dragon, I should say, the Elder at half HP, it's getting bursted down. It's just going to get secured as it looks like JDG just pulled away from
it. So
they're up in gold, by the way. Yeah. JDG are up in gold. Don't feel like fighting for the Elder or the Baron.
They'll be down now, but
yeah.
I don't know, like I don't really know what to say. It's like the spirit of the Rise Doimbi hack has inhibited all of, not inhibited, it's like possessed all of JDG to make sure that they're like CS'd up. Like, well played to them. A lot of credit has to be given for staying even in gold despite all of these massive macro wins that FPX have managed to find in terms of the objectives. But double Uber buffs. And Oceans.
Redemption to heal up too. Weaver's wall comes out. Scout's in a big load of trouble. Has to go gold in early, but will be matched here by Sheer. He's forced to flash away. Will stay alive with the tier 2 towers at half HP. FPX, if they can potentially take this tower down, could lead to what could be a game.
Around, you see every single previous iteration.
They're gonna have to dig deep and look for all those ancestors right now. Or predecessors, I think is a better word. They're down pretty hard. Baron's up for another 30 seconds. There'll be one more wave to try to get their second inhibitor. They're pushing on multiple fronts right now. Nicely synced up by FPX on this push.
They are. Maybe walk in and break this one down. A little bit of brute forcing. They're going to get that done. Oh!
Wow. Shadow, a very aggressive flash on a Scout. And here comes Missing with the Magnestorm to try and re-engage. Card doing a lot. Another knockup lands in on the Scout, but there's not enough follow-up just yet. Seismic Shove is dodged away from by Shun. Here comes that ultimate here from Jway. It only finds Missing, but that's enough for the inhibitor in the mid lane to go down as the Baron buff expires here for JDG. They'll make their way now down towards the bot tier 3. They want to try to suffocate JDG in their own base. Knockup lands onto Ala. Assume trying to lay the spears down. He gets revived by the Guardian Angel. Will it be enough here for FPX to try to win this fight? Shadow also gets procced by his GA, but it will maybe not matter. Missing's already dead. Knockup lands in. That's the crowd control chain onto Scout, but he is very tanky with the Seraph shield. Will be forced to go golden. Finally will fall. Sheer is massive on the front line, and nobody can take the Scion down. Man. That is another 4 kills going over here for FPX as soon as Shun goes down. Only Pays is left alive, and it looks like FPX are going to try to continue their miracle run here in Split 2. They're going to get a win over JDG.
Game 1 is going to go to FPX, and I'll be damned, it was a fairly clean game. They've got to do it one more time. One more time, and their splits look pretty damn impressive so far. I suppose where all of the action should be taking place is this mid-jungle 2v2. Yeah. Lilia and Yone on one side, Pantheon Azir on the other. There's a lot of playmaking potential here.
Will it be the third? Looks like Shadow's walking up aggressively with the smite. If you can Q smite that one away, at least make sure that none of the feats go over, as now engaged here from Jue immediately on a Missing, who is going to get the flash followed up with by Shadow, and the ignite unlocked here for Pays. As look at what happened up here. Okay, no ultimate. Hold on, wait, Karen's going forward. They're not going to trade a kill. I thought that it was going to be a 1 for into the area. Wanted to see a little bit more out of Shadow at this point in the game. He's currently up a camp and has that ultimate, but hasn't really used it just yet. Fight around this dragon would be a good chance to try to show your stuff. The 2-man knockup comes in immediately from Jue. The Fate Seal finds 2 as Scout wants his revenge, and as he snaps back, he'll find the kill on the Shadow with the Lilting Lullaby, finding 2 more. Pays unlocked now on the Jinx, gets himself a double kill, and JDG punch back.
Nothing more, nothing less. You were just speaking about it, and JDG should get their hands on this one. Oh no.
Shadow smite. Over. Okay, John's got the better hand.
I mean, he got a grass stack, but then he missed the rest of his spells. And now, bigger problem is that Shun's on the way. Oh,
well, he doesn't connect. The heroic charge does. Here comes Shadow, though, with the Grand Starfall. Sheer suddenly is left alive and left to fire on his own devices. Kara comes to the teleport as well. Beautifully predicts the flash and will get himself another kill in this game.
Yo, Kara. Sheer shoved in. Really good stuff from FPX, and the gold really remains quite close, and Scout might be looking to keep it even closer. He's got flash on top of the ult. But
Wait, kind of trying to bide his time a little bit. Nice snap back to cancel the crowd control of the Pulverize, but it's not going to matter as Jue with the unbreakable will.
Pantheon does feel a bit out of place. Hello!
Immediate flash in on a Pace. Is the Jinx going to be dead? No. There's the peel that we were hoping to see from JDG. It's Shun and Missing doing the duties this time around. Lilting Lullaby finds 2 as JDG are going to be able to get that tower and also take down Assume.
Right, using the minion there. As we don't have time for that replay.
We don't have time for that, yeah. Sheer, he just got auto him to death. I don't know how he got so far.
Shit, that's one thing that the Gnar can, you know, kind of do. It's not match Yone, but it's definitely kind of keep him at bay for a little while. But once you kind of hit that 3,
no. Come on. Just have to be careful. No reason to get too crazy here. The rest of his team to show up. Try to just burst down this tower, and it looks like they'll be able to do so successfully.
Missing a little bit of like combine AP, because for the life of me, I cannot remember what AP they decided to sit and give.
One of these neutral objectives. Assume is still very far away, but JDG going to try to force the issue, start up this Otacon.
Does have the ultimate Assume to join. Sheer is in the top lane. He will take this tier 2. Are they just going to accept this trade? I mean, Jue is basic, so...
Okay.
700 gold onto Sheer for, guys.
Wait. Oh no, not a Los Ratones moment. Oh no.
No, they're pinging, they're pinging. Hold on, not a Los Ratones moment. Did I miss something?
There was a scrim set that happened, and then Kedro like sat him down at the boot camp and started screaming at him.
Made advantages now. Shit.
The advantage right now is Sheer.
Scout
for FPX. They're looking for Scout.
Scout should be dead.
Nice block, yep, away from the Fate Seal. That should be all the escape tools that he has, except for the Q3. He's going to be followed here by Sheer. Should be able to secure this kill. Shadow used the ultimate over the wall. Don't know how necessary that was. Scout's now just trying to buy time for his... For that, he can go to the Baron.
Just two, man.
No vision.
Yeah, this is problematic. Jway wants to check. There's the blue
Don't
wall.
go down too quick because there's just 2 people.
Oh, I've just noticed something.
What is it? Yep, Jungler's bot. He's fallen behind a little bit as the scaling from JDG really has come online. They're going to try to look for Jway. He's going to find a knock up here on a missing in response. Has the Unbreakable Will, so will live for a while. Who will the Keeper's Verdict find? Looking for a carry, instead gets canceled. That'll be back up maybe in a little bit. Here comes that Grand Starfall. It's going to be Shadow going in, maybe a little bit too far forward. There's the Empowered E. They try to lock down Pace. The Jinx must die in order for JDG to lose this fight, but they will survive. And FPX is fallen by the wayside. Sheer lands an R ultimate, but it is far too late. And Pace will live. It is a clean ace for JDG, and they're barreling straight down mid with Baron in their hands.
1-1. Series will be equalized by Jingdong Gaming. And despite a pretty bright opening for FPX, in what ended up being a pretty low kill game, but one that felt like there was always weirdly action, JDG will hit the Nexus, blow it up, and bring us...
That would be a tough time for Care, and I feel like if you can shut down a champion that is very weak in the early game like this, that could be a vital strategy, especially considering...
Very close. Very, very close.
Oh, now here they go on to Care. Grand Entrance does not connect. Deadly Flourish does, despite the Rift Walk. Can be followed by a flash from Shun. There lands the stun with the Permafrost. Care should be able to jump for the wall. You can land that final blow. Missing Flash is over. There's the Grand Entrance, and it should be first blood picked up here for Shun.
All right.
Weird scaling champions, the Kale, the Kassadin, the Smolders, the Acels, like... You can never count him out, and speaking of counting him out, might have to count out Sheer's days here as he's getting collapsed upon by Ala and Shun. And with that call to Meek, it'll be the first kill going towards the Croc.
24-hour mark, yeah?
We're approaching, I think, right now, so we're powering through. I apologize if I've just been, like, speaking incoherent sentences for the last game or so, but we've been... It's been good.
It's all good. Yeah, like, the game's been fun.
No, international competition of having a champion where you maybe want to do something proactively and not being able to do so just yet. And that's another turret. That's a turret picked up.
Play is being made here.
Yeah, looks like the target is Ala, as he is taking a lot of damage to Dominus, and nobody's really here by his side. There's the ultimate from Shadow, and he will pick himself up a shutdown. Care dying on the other side as well. It is plays going opposite sides for JDG and FPX.
Yeah, there won't be an opportunity to smite away that Rift Herald by the seams of things. JDG gonna pick up this whole tier 2, I think. We've got the Void Mites as well to just delay those minions from dying. So 700 gold split between Missing Shun and Scout. It's gonna be about 230, 250 for Scout. Decent little chunk of change.
Okay, Shadow. Here we go. Here we go, Shadow.
You can't.
There's a teleport. It's gonna be Ala. Get collapsed upon. Doesn't get hit there with the Vault Breaker. It slices away. 3,000 HP. And we should be able to secure the objective. There we go, Shadow. Claps for Shadow. It's gonna cost Sheer potentially his life, but at least we got an objective here for FPX. He actually is able to survive a little bit longer with the Flash Pathmaker, but there comes Missing, and there's Paze picking up his first kill of the game.
There's a lot of, heal around this Victor as well. Think about Sejuani, Rakan. These tools can also, of course, be used to engage and turn things around. So Scout is going to be extra safe. He's got the Rower as well as Shadow.
In trouble. Oh, the first shot of the curtain call takes him down.
Man.
Care was unable to body block that one. Looking for more. The 4-shot does not connect, and Care will be able to Rift Block out to safety. Jway actually looking for an engage. Pop Blossom finds one. That's a really nicely timed bullet time as well from Assume. And Care is going to pick that one up. Yeah, JDG are trying to hold for a potential fight. They're waiting for Ala to get in, pop that Dominus, and try to rip apart FPX here on the flank. Here comes the fight. Care Rift walks forward. He gets eaten up by that Glacial Prison, and here comes Ala, knocking him down potentially, but no, Care will survive until Ala flashes in, but he might have gone a little bit too far forward. The pop blossom comes out. FPX have gone 2 for 2 in the fight so far, and Assume is still alive on the misfortune. Shadow dashing forward,
he's
trying to lock
forward.
down Shun. There comes Sheer on to Pays. Can he do enough? No, it's the Jin who locks him down with a final crit, and JDG have the numbers advantage, and FPX is running the wrong way.
Man, that fight was so much closer than
Scout.
maybe it should have been.
What a
Shadow!
flash over the wall. He's going to pick something up, and Shadow's going for Shun. It's going to be a one-way trip, and with nothing down in response, that's an ace. I don't know, yeah.
Oh man,
Not that we think that would have necessarily been the difference in this. Okay, well, alright, that's a nice play. Nice find, potentially a scout. Was just a little bit too far forward. Maybe a lot of it too far forward here. It's going to be matched here by spotting each other behind the rest of the fight. Might come back down to a 50-50 as Kara. Rift walks over the wall. The target immediately is Scout. He pops the gravity well down. But look, it's Dway down instantaneously as now the Otacon could become the target. He resets just a little bit as Assume and Shadow. They're going to go for it. It's Shadow. He's reigned supreme. He secures the smite and will head right back to base. But now Ala is looking for the flank as well. It'll just be the false slice claim, but that could be enough for JDG to start up the Baron. Kara. Once again, level 16. This is one of his signature pocket picks. Can he do enough to help FPX pull off the upset? Look at the flank. It's going to be missing, getting caught out by Shadow, and the bullet time from Assume finishes the job. Now it is a 4v5. Shun's at half HP. The Dragon's getting started off. Shadow's still looking for more. Onto the Dragon they look. Ala has the dominance pop. Assume has to be careful as that Bloodthirster shield could get melted down pretty quickly. Onto the Dragon still. There's Shun. He gets knocked up. Pop Blossom gets secured. And that's a big shutdown going towards Shadow. FPX are back, baby.
Can they get more? That's the big question. And I think they're just going to be...
Shred. But alas, it is still for the rest of the team to retreat, and with that being successful, it means that Kara kind of gets himself that tier 2 turret for free. JDG's going to try to respond by taking this inhibitor in the mid lane. Kara's headed back to base, but he might be a little bit too late.
Yeah, they lose mid lane inhibitor tower. Shadow's on the flank. We need a. Oh no, that's Nico. Nico's on the flank.
It's Dway.
It's arguably a bit scarier.
For. Now all of a sudden, JDG may be in a bad spot. They've locked down Pays. Pays is down. It's 1K in the back pocket of Care, and they're still looking for more. That's a double kill for the Kassadin. He will pop the Zanyas and likely go down. But now the rest of FPX can still try to win this fight. All is literally 1v4, and he somehow comes out with a kill before he finally gets chased down by Shadow and the rest of Fun plus Phoenix. And now here comes Scout. He doesn't have the ult. His Kara now level 18 has to rip walk away to make sure he does not get caught up by the Croc. The Dragon gonna get tickled here by both squads. Nobody wants to fully commit to it just yet. We know it could come down to a smite fight. In comes the bullet time. It's bursting down that Dragon. Who's gonna get it this time? It's Shun who has it over Shadow. And now FPX have to run away with the Shadow can do.
Shadow.
This potential flank on the Vi. He's hunting.
Shadow mate.
Who does he use the Vault Breaker on? Is on to Pays. Does his team have enough follow-up? Not just yet. If they land only the stun. But there comes Care. And Pays falls once again. Scout the next target. He's going to have to run underneath this turret. It's a double kill. In for the Kassadin. And he's hungry for more. He wants Scout. He won't find it just yet. One more Rift Walk will do. It's a triple kill for Care. He will fall to the turret, but it does not matter as now Ale is the target. He will fall. Assume gets the kill. That's 4 down for FPX as they go to the Baron.
It's a 4-for-1 for FPX. They can't end the game in a 36-minute game, but they can definitely get the Baron. Maybe that'll give them the edge that they need here. The Baron goes down. There was no smite. Nope. Not gonna accept it.
Now wants to go in a little bit more recklessly. It should be all right. Now target are these turrets. Mid lane tier 1 finally taken down. 37.5 minutes in. JDG, when do they decide to pull the trigger? It looks like instead it might be Shadow forcing the initiative. Shun's already very low, missing, popping the quickness in on to just the Vi,
Ooh.
and the crits will at least proc that GA. Arcane Storm raining
let
down. They
go.
want to make sure they don't give
Oh!
up the reset.
Oh!
Here comes Dwayne. There's the bullet time. FPX have done it again. Any contender in the LPL, beware, because Fun plus Phoenix, they're coming for you, man. It's 3 down. Only the Soul Laners are alive with Baron up for 75 seconds.
Coming into this game, JDG hadn't even dropped a single game, let alone a series, in 3. And FPX at 1 and 4 have rocked up and shaken their split so far.
Might not
Arla's
be over
been
just
pushed
yet.
aside. They're rushing into the Nexus Towers.
Scouts got to try to clear this wave up, but the Nexus Tower is already under fire. No, that should potentially do it. All out. One last ditch effort. The Guardian Angels pop. On to the Nexus they go. FPX take the series over JDG.
What a well-deserved result. They were down 4,000.